been feeling hopeless till you came around. All this time, you're the only reason I'm not chasing highs. What is love? Lately I've been wondering just what is love? I don't know. No one ever showed me I've been on my own for too long. But if you hold me now, let me into your heart. Maybe I can start to love again and tend to my scars. Can you show me how? Can you love me without you've done? 'Cause
It's 7:14, the workout's done, feeling good. It just feels so nice to have a workout done before the workday even starts, because then I can come home and do nothing after work. How do you feel, Jack?
I don't listen to U2, it just connects whenever I get in my car, and Apple downloaded U2 to all of our phones.
Oh, I don't even think they
without
really
our
heard
permission, but I just, I listened to a little bit of YouTube.
I asked how you feel about your workout, not your music choice.
It was okay.
What? I thought you did good.
I mean, like, I burned a lot of calories. I just focused on deadlifts. It was a back day. Did deadlifts and pull-ups, but I don't feel like I got the whole back. I feel like I've got to
You gonna come back after work?
No.
That was a hard no.
No, I just have to get a more holistic back workout, I think. Just add a few more exercises for the smaller.
I went all around this gym today to find a hamstring curl machine, and I bothered Jack too to find it, and I seriously could not find one. And then I ended up resorting into slider hamstring curls, and Jack was like, for all this money we're paying and they don't have a hamstring curl machine.
Yeah.
Ready. It was packed this morning though.
I had one though, but I must be thinking
I checked upstairs and downstairs and I could not find one.
I must be thinking about the MWR on base.
It was packed this morning. The gym was packaroni. I am so impressed every time I come in the morning by how many people get up, start their day, and just get in the gym, get the work done, then go, I guess, to their day job. So we are those people. This is also a PSA that we are skipping Dunkin' today. We're skipping Dunkin'.
Is that a public service announcement?
Yeah, because every time I show my workouts on here, we always have Dunkin' after. So that's our usual reward. But today, our reward is going to be a bagel and coffee. Even though I eat bagels like all the time in the morning, but the protein bagels, those are good. All right, we're going to go do our morning routine. Bye. A lot of you guys have asked me to do a day in the life of what I eat in a day and how I track it on myfitnesspal. So I tried last week to really take photos of like a day in the life of what I've been eating, and I'll show you one of like the myfitnesspal day of tracking. So I'm going to show you some photos, and then I'll show you just one random day of like the tracking. And I always try to say like stay plus or minus 5 in each category in terms of like protein, carbs, fats. So you'll see what I'm talking about here, but stay with me. So for breakfast, I have been on my English muffin, egg, turkey, bacon kick. It's a little breakfast Sammy. And then here in this photo, you see I have some raspberries on the side. I, of course, like weigh and measure everything out. It just helps me to like stay on track with my macros and not overeat or undereat. You'd be surprised how many times people undereat when they're not tracking. So again, totally just works. This is what works for me. I am by no means a nutritionist or a health coach or anything like that, but I have lost weight by tracking, and I have seen great success from it in the past. I'm not saying it's everyone's thing, but again, just throwing it out there, what worked for me. And I had some people in the comments interested, so I'm just sharing my journey. So moving on to lunch, here is everything that I packed. I try to do a quick little record before heading in. I start with my chicken, and then I also have my Normandy greens, which you see there. I did some pineapple, as well as 2 rice cakes. So that's everything I packed. That includes some snacks, some lunch, and I change it up. This again is just one day of me showing you what's in my lunchbox. There's other days that other things are in and appropriately tracked. But okay, moving on to dinner. Dinner this week, you guys saw the viral lasagna soup that we had. So that was like the beginning half of the week. And then later in the week, we ran out of that and moved on to some chicken apple sausage, some more Normandy blend vegetables. And then this is the bonza rice, which I have really been loving. It gives you extra protein and it's lower carbs. So typically when people start tracking, the hardest thing to get is protein. Sorry, Oakley's having her moment. For me, I'm always shooting for 130 grams of protein. And I find that if I'm not tracking, it is definitely really hard for me to hit that. I can't just eyeball it. So I know when I am really prioritizing my meals by protein and making sure I have a protein in everything and sneaking in protein wherever I can. So for instance, in this photo, the bonza rice, that helps me out a bunch to hit those protein goals. That's always what was told to me when I worked with my health coach, which if you want to learn more on that, I have a whole video where I interview my health coach. This is like a video from like when I first started my YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description box so you guys can go give that a watch. But yeah, so that's how I do it. In terms of water, I do drink a lot of water. I have a 40-ounce water bottle. This is one I got off Amazon. Jack actually has the same one, just in black. And I try to fill that up 3 times, so 40 ounces each. I do not always hit the goal, but I usually always drink at least 2, which would be 80 ounces, which I feel like is a good amount. I try to shoot for 100 ounces, but definitely, especially as it gets colder, I find that it's harder for me to drink more water, but you need to drink your water. It does help. So yeah, that's pretty much what I track. I don't track my water in MyFitnessPal. I just kind of use my water bottle as a gauge and try to fill it up 3 times a day. But here are the parts that I do track. So all of my food, again, is weighed out and I input it into MyFitnessPal, which is just an app I have on my phone. This is from Thursday, November 9th. And you can see I was 4 carbs over. I had 3 more fats I could have eaten and I was 1 protein away from hitting my protein goal, but not a huge deal. Again, if you're plus or minus into the 5s, you're good. So this was just, again, a random log that I pulled. Again, had my breakfast sandwiches, and you can see I'm just logging everything in terms of grams or however the serving size would be. There's lunch, dinner, my snacks. I even log my like almond milk and coffee creamer and stuff like that. It does all add up. Not every day is perfect with it, and it doesn't have to be. Like, you don't have to not go out to eat at a restaurant because you're tracking on MyFitnessPal. And I used to be like very bad with that. I used to like say no to going out to a restaurant with friends just because I like would feel anxious about not being able to log it. And that's where I feel like tracking macros can become a little unhealthy, but I have gotten a lot better with it and definitely enjoy my days where I can, like, I don't always have to track. I haven't been tracking for probably like a year, honestly. Like, I used to do it. I tracked a lot in 2021, 2022. That was really when I was working with my fitness health coach, whatever you want to call her. And that is just when I was like real nitty gritty about it. And then over the summer, I didn't really track. I was just trying to eat mindfully, and nothing wrong with doing that. But I want to just get back on track. I want to know I'm eating the right things. I want to look a certain way for my wedding. I just want to feel the best I can. And I know tracking macros helps me get there. In terms of what your macro numbers would be, so for example, I'm hitting X amount of carbs, X amount of fats, 130 grams of protein. I can't help you with that because I am using the numbers that my former health coach gave me when I was working with her. I like paid her for this, to do this and help me and help hold me accountable. I don't know what the math behind it is. And I just remember I wrote them all down in a book, and I am following that whole pattern again. I don't know what Jack did to find his macro numbers. I feel like he might have just made them up or like went online or something. I don't recommend finding them online. I recommend really going to someone who is trusted, maybe getting a health coach in your back pocket. I don't want to speak on that, so I'm not even going to share the numbers that I'm really hitting. I told you guys I'm hitting 130 grams of protein, but it will be different for everyone. And I know the macro numbers change depending on how active you are. So like, are you going to the gym? Are you not going to the gym? Yeah, there's a lot of like nitty gritty things that I am definitely not well versed to speak on. So I am just kind of going back to what worked for me and following that guideline, not even a guideline, like she would just change the numbers on how my body was reacting at the time. So I don't even know if these numbers would be 100% accurate to where I'm at today, but I feel like it is a good starting point. And I tracked so religiously for like about a year and a half, 2 years, that I feel like I can play with those numbers and be in a generalized ballpark. So yeah, again, this is just what worked for me. I don't want to like tell you guys you should definitely do this, because it really might not be your thing, and that's totally okay. I'm just sharing my process. I've had a couple of people interested in it, so that is what I'm doing. I also shot a grocery haul this week. I had someone in my comments asking me to share like what I shop for and all of that, so I went to 2 stores and I recorded all of that today. So I'm going to take you along with me, and I also recorded the receipts to show you how much we're spending, and this is obviously for 2 people, for Jack and I. And Jack and I have really been trying to stick to like a budget. We have been filling out monthly budgets, seeing where all of our money is going. Knowing where your money is going is powerful. And Jack and I both have not budgeted well in the past in terms of like knowing how much we're spending on things. So I've been trying to go in with a list of like what I'm getting at what store, knowing like, okay, this is cheaper here, this is cheaper there, and like just really divvying up what I need for the week in terms of stores. So I basically just go into my notes app on my phone. This week we did Sam's Club and Aldi. You can see I list the ingredients on the screen. I wrote on the bottom like what I'm thinking for breakfast, lunch, dinner, some snack ideas, and that's how I start it. Of course, like when I'm at the store, if I see something like, oh yeah, I need that, I'll grab it. But it really helps me going in with a list to not overspend, to not make mindless purchases, because I feel like, especially like when you think of those big box stores like Walmart, Costco, Sam's, whatever, you walk in and it's like deal, sale, and you're just so drawn to be like, okay, I need that. Oh, let me bulk up on that. And like, do we need that? Probably not. So the only thing we impulse bought on this trip today was Jack wanted some hot chocolate. So we got hot chocolate, and then we are hosting some people over for bachelor night on Thursday. So we got some chips and salsa, and we got some avocados, because we're going to do like a little chips and salsa / like guac dip thing so everyone can enjoy, and they'll bring some stuff too. So that's really the only other things we got on this grocery trip that wasn't originally on our list. So our first stop of the day was Aldi, where we got a lot of our vegetables, and that was a pretty easy haul. We only spent $32.22, which for 2 people, great. Now we are at Sam's, and this is where we're gonna get most of our protein. We got to get a couple more veggies, but here is part 2 of the grocery shopping haul. So here is everything in our cart from Sam's. This one was a lot more expensive just because obviously protein is going to cost you more. So here we ended up spending $107.95, but the beef that we bought came in 2 big packs. So we were able to save that other chunk. We froze it, and we're going to use it probably in next week, the week after. We'll find a new recipe for it. So I feel like when you buy stuff at Sam's or whatever, you're not using all of it, though I do use all of the cucumbers and the tomatoes that you saw. Like I'm making like a little cucumber tomato salad for lunch this week. So yeah, there's things that we totally use the whole week, and then there's things that we buy in bulk, right? Like that beef, it was just cheaper to buy it in that packaging and save the other one for another recipe where, okay, that other half of, so it was like $30 something for that. That's $15 we'll save in an upcoming week or whatever. So we didn't buy everything that we needed for the recipes we're making this week, because some of it we already had, and then some of it we needed to restock on. So like at Aldi, we bought a bunch more onions because we ran out of onions, and we use red onions and yellow onions like all the time. So I buy the bags of them because we go through them. So yeah, that's a little bit of our grocery haul, and we're making couple different meals this week, which I am excited about. I posted one on my Instagram story. If you guys don't follow Hannah Ann from The Bachelor or Bachelorette, whatever, I love her crock pot recipes. We're making her beef and broccoli one, and so it is currently in the crock pot as we speak. Jack's idea is to cook it on low, and we're gonna have it cook like overnight probably, just because we want it to like really roast in there and become like so soft and yummy. So we're gonna do that, throw that over rice. And then once that runs out for the week, I'm making my mom's minestrone soup. That'll be later in the week. So I might make that probably Tuesday or Wednesday. So tomorrow or Wednesday-ish. And yeah, that is what we are doing. We are really trying to prioritize eating at home. We are, like I said earlier in this video, we are trying to stick to a budget. We are trying to save, and not spend money just thrown away at restaurants, especially here in New York. I feel like going out to eat, it is like $60 is a cheap bill. And that's if you're not drinking. Like Jack will usually grab a beer or two or a drink or whatever. And okay, drinks are like, I'm not even kidding, like $15 a pop. And I feel like we just spend so much money when we go out, when we can A, just make it here, or B, just not have it at all and be completely content. But even if you don't drink, you're still spending so much money when you're out, and it's just insane. Like what we're gonna spend for one night out is basically like, okay, the Sam's Club bill was $107. I bet you Jack and I could go to dinner and easily have $107 tab, easily. And I don't feel like we're going to like any fancy schmancy restaurants. It's just like the norm right now. So we're really trying to prioritize budgeting, seeing where our money's going in terms of like how much we're actually spending for food. We haven't gotten to that number yet. I will share more of that and let you guys know where we're at for a budget for two. We do try to shop smart. Like even Jack sometimes will go, because they have a commissary on base. So I believe you don't pay tax when you're shopping on like a military base. So sometimes he'll get some stuff there, just not even for the taxing, just because he's there for work. So it's like, oh, let me just stop at the commissary, grab a thing or two, whatever. But we're saving money by not paying tax. So sometimes it works out better that way. We don't really like to shop for like our meats or anything at the commissary. We like going to Sam's Club because it's just typically a better price because you're buying it in bulk, and then we'll freeze it like you saw with the beef, and then we'll use it again or whatever it may be. We just got this budget template. I think it was like $3 online. Just some random influencer made it, and I saw it and I was like, I'm just gonna do it. What is it? $3? Okay. So downloaded it. We've been inputting like all of our spending on there, and it is insane once you start tracking, because we're both getting used to tracking for two people, like knowing like, okay, we're both spending money, and we're in the process of like becoming one, like we're getting married, all that kind of stuff, and just knowing where our money's going. And so this is the first time I've had to do this with another person, because I've just been single obviously my whole life. So yeah, we're really just trying to get a hold of like where our money's going, how we can save. And it's insane to see like how much subscriptions cost. Like Jack and I are both paying a Spotify subscription, and it's like, I know Spotify does this thing where you can merge your accounts, like couples can merge their accounts or whatever, and so we need to look into that. But like even just trying to merge like other things like that, having like one Hulu, one Netflix, whatever it may be, one Amazon, he has YouTube TV. So just in the process of going through all that, I guess this is the fun part of getting married and doing the thing, right? So yeah, I'm curious, do you guys budget? Like how do you budget with your family, and what's worked for you? We are still in the very early stages of this, but I think knowledge is power, and knowing where your money is going is very helpful in terms of like how you can make a plan to save. So that's what we're in the process of doing, because we do eventually want to become homeowners one day, and we're definitely not there yet. Between a wedding and paying off student loans and stuff like that, it's a lot. It's I'm getting on a rant here, but I hope you guys enjoyed the workout, the food haul, the what I'm eating in a week. Let me know if you want me to dive deeper in anything more that I shared. But overall, you got to do what's best for you. I don't want to sit here and tell you guys to like track macros. That's definitely not the point of this vlog. I am just showing like what I personally do in the week. Good morning. I'm getting ready for work and just finished prepping out the rest of our lunches. So I figured I'd end this vlog by showing you guys this week's lunch meal prep. So it's similar to what I have shown before, but it's this tabbouleh kind of salad. It's cucumbers, tomatoes, red onion, cilantro, and then I cut half of a lemon. That's like part of the dressing. And then it's 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So we make about 5 of these. Jack already took one to work. I'm prepping one for work, and then we'll have 3 left. And then after those are gone, we switch the meal. So that helps us, in terms of like 2 people, that helps us not get sick of what we're eating for lunch. So that's kind of been what I've been struggling with, is like, how do I prep for 2 people? Because I'm so used to prepping for just me. And so we're in that like learning phase of like, okay, we don't want to eat the same thing all week. So how do we do it? So we just make 5 of the same thing, grab and go. And then of course we eat a protein with it. So I have chicken. Jack likes fish. I don't eat fish. So Jack has some mahi-mahi that he made with some pineapple on it or something like that. Smells so bad when he made it. Oh my goodness. So we had to like open the window. Well, more so me. I was like, Jack, open the window, light a candle. It was really rough. I don't love the smell of seafood. I know I'm a sorry excuse for a South Floridian, but it is what it is. We are what we are. And I'm a chicken gal. I eat my chicken. And so anyways, I bring a protein. Jack brings his protein and then all of the snacks. So for snacks today, I'm doing pineapple. I'm doing some rice cakes. I think Jack has like an oikos, a Greek yogurt. So just depending on what fits into our macros for the day. And then of course I have my large water. I started the day by having some peppermint tea. It's cold here, so having some tea in the morning is really nice. And that's really it. We just made our breakfast Sammys. We're off to a good start. I gotta go change. I just did my like little no makeup look. I'm not doing anything in my eyes, just my brows, foundation, blush, and bronzer. Here we are. I just gotta throw an outfit on and then I'll be out the door. But okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I hope this is helpful to some. I would love to hear any ideas that you guys do that works in your family in terms of prepping. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. I always love seeing them. And if you're not already, please, please, please hit that subscribe button down below. It'd mean the world to me. And I will catch you guys next Wednesday for a new video. Bye.